how to handle relations. Well, to know the secrets behind how, we must understand what is it. The meaning of relation as we know today is nowhere near to the originality. Whenever we think of relation, the first idea which comes in our mind is marriage, expectations, attachment, etc. But the originality lies in the opposite end of all these. The true meaning of relation is a way in which people or things are connected. It is the effect or relevance of one to another. In one word, we can say that the other meaning of relation is giving, because only those gets back who gives away. So, what's the significance of relation? Why it should matter to us? We have to understand that we are in a constant relation with everything around us all the time. Since relation means the effect or relevance of one to another, so both living and non-living, all the elements are related because they are relevant in our life. So it's obvious that we will be successful only when we truly understand our significance on both living and non-living part of the nature, and try to enhance our inner being, making positive relations with everyone and everything around us. If we know many things about the world but doesn't understand our loved ones, our own people, then it's safe to say that all we know is worth nothing. It is these relations which creates our significance in the society. If we are able to bring positivity in the world with our positive relations, then only we can say that our life is successful. But it has to be the positivity, pure relation, where we want to share positivity and enhance the inner being. But today's concept of relation is much more concentrated on selfishness, which ultimately brings chaos rather than enhancing the inner being. We think that our life is not complete. That's why we need other persons or objects to make our life complete, which is never true. We need to realize that our life is 100% complete in every way. We don't need anyone else to make it complete. Then only it will be natural for us to radiate happiness, love, peace, and all the positive feelings. The characteristics of a positive relation is directly related with all of our original qualities, the qualities of the inner being: peace, happiness, bliss, purity, positivity, and most important of all, we know it as love and care. But today's definition of love, as we all know, is far from the originality, far from the pure love it is supposed to be. When we think of love, our feeling of love means we feel certain sweetness, positive emotions, feelings within us, which is stimulated by the other person or object. It doesn't matter who stimulated it, but the important thing is it happened within us only. Nobody else made it for us. It's wonderful that we are experiencing such positive feelings, but the problem is we start to use the other medium as the key to stimulate that same feeling within us again and again. The question is, why are we using a key when there is no lock, when there is no door and no barrier? We are essentially using the other medium because we don't know how to generate all these feelings all by ourselves. That's why there comes a time when we try to extract happiness from the other medium, and that is when the positivity is over and horrible things starts to happen. We need to understand that in our life, when it comes to joy, happiness, peace, we should be the source of it. Otherwise, when something is dependent on the other factors which are not in our control, then it is certain that things against our will start to happen at one point or the other. There are two ways to be in a relation with a living being. One is when we want to extract something from somebody, and another is when we want to share something with somebody. If we are out to share, then it will always be evergreen for us. But if we are seeking or trying to extract something, then it invites all negativities. Relationships mostly get ruined because we think that the other person did something wrong. But the reality is, we are the ones who started the journey in the wrong direction, thinking that the mirage will take us to the originality. When people are asked why they choose to be with the particular person they are in a relation with, the most common answer is because he makes me happy. Many of us also say that because he is rich or he is successful, good looking, etc. etc. So it becomes obvious that we are in a relation with a person because they make us happy, not because we want to make them happy. Now, my question to you is, isn't it predestined that these relations will definitely be over sooner than we can realize? The moment our happiness is lessened or the other person changes, it's all gone. That is why there are moments when we hear people saying, I don't feel anything for that person anymore. We may think that we are doing something or many things for the other person, but unfortunately, we don't even realize that all our actions are also motivated by selfishness. We are doing something for anyone because their happiness makes us happy, makes us satisfied. Just think over it. If you are asked to do something for someone from which you will get nothing, will you really agree to do that? Well, that's for you to think. The key to any successful relation, any positive relation, is understanding and complete acceptance. Love is actually less about romance and more about respect. It is this respect which creates the strong foundation for any relation. Love is less about rights and wrongs and more about right or wrong, I still accept you completely. Love is less about knowing and more about understanding and caring. A relation can be successful where both the sides understand that they actually know nothing and forgets their ego to achieve harmony and betterment for the other selflessly. Then only a relation is truly successful. It is like there are two zeros. If we add, then also it is zero. If we subtract, then also zero. Multiply, then also zero. But trying to divide one with another is never possible. If we are successful in giving away, then only we are successful in a relation. Expectations, desire, greed, all these are the cracks to break a relation. However you may think about it, there are no limitations of expectations, and greed never gets satisfied. One negativity leads to the other, and the final consequence is only sadness, tears, heartbreaks, etc. Instead of thinking about getting something, think about giving everything. A selfless relation is the only relation which is truly successful in every way. Never let negativities to overcome your positivity because it takes only one crack to bring down a whole palace, only one flare to burn everything. The only line which comes in my mind as an inspiration to everyone is by Rahim, where he says, रहीमन धागा प्रेम का मत तोड़ो चटकाए, टूटे पे फिर न जुड़े जुड़े गांठ परी जाए.